Karibu IBRA Network Lab. Hii ni kozi kamili ya Cisco Certified Network Associate. Kupitia kozi hii utajifunza jinsi gani na namna network inavyofanya kazi. Okay, so this is the OSI model video. And here are the content that we are going to cover and pass through. What is the OSI model? The reason why OSI model was established. The main purpose of the OSI model. Then finally, the 7 layers of the OSI model in depth. For you to become a good network engineer, you're supposed to be much familiar with the OSI model by understanding the 7 layers of the OSI model. Also by being able to understand the role of each layer of the OSI model. So in case if there is any troubleshooting network, by understanding the concept of the OSI model and the role of each layer, you're going to be able to troubleshooting that problem of a network. So OSI model manake ni Open System Interconnection. OSI model ni framework ambayo inaelezea jinsi gani kompyuta zinawasiliana kwenye mtandao. OSI model imegawanyika katika 7 distinct layers na kila layer ina kazi yake. We are going to see them and cover them in depth as soon as possible. So let us dive to know the reason why OSI model ilikuwa established. Before kabla OSI model kuwa established, the network device. Do you remember the network device we covered in the previous video? Now, those network device zilikuwa hazina uwezo wa kuwasiliana before kabla ya OSI model kuwa established. Let me explain here. For example, you are using Apple MacBook. Kwa mfano unatumia a laptop ya Apple MacBook, and then your friend anatumia a brand ya HP. So before kabla OSI model kuwa established, hizi network device mbili zilikuwa hazina uwezo wa kuwasiliana. The one you are using Apple MacBook ulikuwa hauna uwezo wa kuwasiliana na mtu anatumia HP laptop kwenye internet. Why? The reason is before the establishment of the OSI model, each vendors, kila manufacturer alikuwa ametengeneza mechanism ya kuwezesha hizo network devices zake anazozitengeneza ziweze kuwasiliana. So Apple MacBook walikuwa na mechanism yao, then HP walikuwa also wana mechanism yao kuweza kuwezesha hizo network devices zao ziweze kuwasiliana kwenye internet. So that is a problem now. For me to communicate with someone, natakiwa niwe natumia the same brand kama anayotumia yeye. So kama anatumia Apple MacBook, basi na communicate naye natakiwa nawe anatumia the same brand as I'm using me. So OSI model come to fix this problem. OSI model inawezesha any vendor to communicate over the internet. OSI model ina enable any network device from any vendor ziweze kuwasiliana kwenye mtandao. So the one who is using Apple MacBook now can be able to communicate with the one who is using HP. The one who is using Apple MacBook can be able to communicate with someone who is using Lenovo. Now, OSI model ilikuwa created ama established by International Organization for Standardization to standardize communication. So our international organization wali establish OSI model kwa ajili ya kuwezesha hao vendors au manufacturer wanaotengeneza hizo network device, kwamba wote mnaotengeneza network device mnatakiwa tutumie hii OSI model as the international organization kuwezesha hizo network device ziweze kuwasiliana popote pale kwenye internet. So let us take a simple example here now. Let's say me and you tunaishi hapa Tanzania na tufikiria kwamba Kiswahili kikuwepo. So ili niweze kuwasiliana na mtu yote lazima niwe kwenye kabila lake au lazima awe kwenye kabila langu mimi. tutaweza kuwasiliana. Vinginevyo tofauti na hapo hatutakuwa na uwezo wa kuwasiliana. Then the government of Tanzania come and establish the Swahili language. Serikali ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania ikaja ika-establish lugha ya Kiswahili na kusema kwamba hii lugha ya Kiswahili ndio itakayo inatumika kuweza kutuunganisha sisi sote kama Watanzania. So haitojalisha kwamba mimi natokea kabila gani, wewe unatokea kabila gani. Kupitia Kiswahili tutaweza kuwasiliana popote pale. That is the OSI model now. So here are the purpose of the OSI model. As I said before, for you to become a good network engineer, you're supposed to be familiar with the OSI model. Sababu OSI model inakusaidia kuweza understand the network, pia inakusaidia kuweza kufanya troubleshooting kwenye problem. Kama kuna tatizo kwenye network, kupitia the knowledge or concept of the OSI model utakuwa unaweza kujua wapi unaanzia, wapi unaishia. Lakini pia inakusaidia kuweza kufanya network design, pia ku standardize communication, pia inakusaidia ku separate network function into layers. Remember, OSI model is just for the theoretical. It is just for the learning purpose. So as we are learning the codes of the as we are learning the codes of the CCNA, we are supposed to get much familiar with the OSI model. So these are the 7 layers of the OSI model. Hizi ndio layer 7 za OSI model. Inaanza na application, presentation layer, session layer, transportation layer, network layer, data link layer, and the physical layer. There are total number of 7. Layer number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, and number 7. Okay, look here. This is an image ambayo inaonyesha OSI model. This is layer number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7. Forget about this explanation kwa sababu tunakwenda ku dive in deep in each layer and know its function and its purpose. Okay, hii ni simple formula ambayo itakuwezesha kuweza kuremember kama in case utakuwa umesahau hizi network layers. So the formula is all people seems to need data processing. Hii formula inaanzia from the top to the bottom, kuanzia juu kushuka chini. All, A stand for the application. People, P stand for the presentation. Seems, S stand for the session. 2, T stand for the transport. Need, N stand for the network. Data, D stand for the data link. Processing stand for the physical. Unaweza kutumia pia formula nyingine hapa kwa kusema kwamba please do not throw the sausage piece away. P stand for the physical, do stand for the data link, not stand for the network, throw stand for the transport, sausage, S stand for the session, pizza, P stand for the presentation, away, A stand for the application. So you may use these simple formulas to remember if you have forget these 7 layers. So kama utakuwa umesahau hizo layer 7 kwenye OSI model, unaweza ukatumia hii simple formula kwa ajili ya kuweza kukumbusha kama umesahau. Okay, in this chapter we are going to dive deep on all layers of the OSI model. Without wasting time, let us begin with the first layer ambayo ni physical layer. Kwenye physical layer, hii ndio layer kwanza ya OSI model. When we say physical, we are talking about something that you can touch, physical, you can physically feel it, physical component. So in the OSI model, layer kwanza ni physical layer. Na kazi ya physical layer ni kutransmit hizo data in terms of the electrical signals or electrical paths. So ukiangalia hapa, moja kati ya responsibility ya hii physical layer ni kutransmit the electrical signal, light signal. Is light signals zinapatikana katika fiber optic cables. We are going to see them here. Radio signals, this inapatikana katika a wireless signal. Then cables, the connectors, voltage pamoja na timing. But the main job ya physical layer ni kuconvert the ones and zero. You remember in the IP address video, I used to explain the binary codes. And I said in binary, 1 means on and 0 means off. So now, pia kwenye physical layer ya OSI mode ambayo ni layer kwanza, kazi yake ni kuconvert hizo data signal ziwe katika in terms of electrical signal ambayo ni 1 and 0. So it can be electrical signal or inaweza ka transfer in terms of light or radio signals. Layer 1 ina transmit zeros and 1. Together zeros and 1 tunaziita ni bits. So remember this, a 0 and 1 that are transmitted from the first layer in bits. So kwa mfano, you are trying to send the message to your friend, and the message you type hello. Since as we said, the function of the physical layer is to transmit the data in terms of the electrical signal. And those electrical signal ni zeros and 1, ambazo tunaziita ni bits. So the data, hii data yako ambayo ni hello, it is going to be eventually at layer 1, it is going to be transmitted as electrical signals through the cables. So here are the devices ambazo zinapatikana kwenye layer 1. The hub, the repeater, the cable and connectors. So example of the cables ambazo zinapatikana hapa au tunaziongelea hapa katika physical layer, we are talking about the fiber optic cable, the Ethernet cable, the wireless radio waves. Okay. So here are the problem ambazo zinaweza kukaa kwenye layer namba moja ambayo ni physical layer. If there is a broken cable, the data would not be transmitted from the source to the destination. Kama cable imekuwa imekatika, basi data zako haziwezi kuwa transmitted. Lakini pia kama signal ni weak, hapo tunaongelea katika upande wa wireless. Lakini pia kama kuna a damaged port, lakini pia kama katika kuna wrong cable type pamoja na power failure. Kama umeme hakuna, basi data zako hazitoweza kuwa transmitted. Since as we said, in the physical layer, ina transmit data in terms of the electrical signal. That's all about layer number 1. Remember, layer number 1, it used to transmit data in terms of electrical signal. And those electrical signals are converted into zeros and 1. And 0 and 1, as we said, in the bits. Remember that. A data link layer, ambayo ni layer number 2 kwenye OSI model. So kazi yake ina provide node to node delivery. In the Ethernet header, it comprises the source pamoja na destination MAC address. So source pamoja na destination MAC address ndio inapelekea kuwa kwa na node to node delivery. We are going to see it in the next video ambayo itakuwa ni Ethernet header. So we are going to see how a node to node delivery is going to maintain kwenye layer 2. Lakini pia ina provide physical addressing. Physical addressing is MAC address. Na hii MAC address inakuwa built into that network device from manufacturer. So kwa mfano unatumia a desktop laptop ya HP, from manufacturer tayari imeshakuwa built in given MAC address ambayo ni unique, haifanani na network device nyingine yoyote ile globally. Lakini pia inatoa error detection. Also katika upande wa error detection tutakwenda kuona katika upande wa Ethernet header frame how it perform the error detection. So also layer number 2 ina create something known as a frames. Don't worry about these frames because we are going to have the separate video that I have explained in depth. And this Ethernet frame, it is going to comprise the error detection pamoja na MAC address. Kitu ambacho tunatakiwa ujue hapa ni kwamba layer 2 ina create frames. Then we are going to see just in the next few slides how a frame inakuwa created kwenye layer 2. Just stay tuned. Now the most important thing here ambacho tunatakiwa tukijue ni kwamba ni MAC address. As I said before, the MAC address is a unique MAC address. It does not resemble to any network device. na hii inakuwa built into that network device from manufacturer. So any network device inapokuwa inatengenezwa kutoka kiwandani inapewa MAC address yake ambayo ni unique, haifanani na network device nyingine yoyote globally. Okay, so in layer 2 hapa ndipo Ethernet inapopatikana. So unaposikia the Ethernet header au Ethernet cable zinapatikana kwenye layer 2. Then here are the network device ambazo zinapatikana kwenye layer 2. We have the switch, we have the bridge and the network interface card. Layer number 2 ndio nyumbani kwa switch. So switch nyumbani kwake ni layer number 2. Since as we remember, switch ina communicate na device nyingine kwenye same local area network kwa kutumia the media access control which is MAC address. You remember this? But worry out. In the Ethernet header video, we are going to discuss more how does the switch communicate with other device in the same local area network. Remember, a switch kazi yake ina connect device within the same local area network. Now here are the problem ambazo zinaweza zikaokaa katika layer number 2. The first is MAC address conflict, the VLAN mismatching, the switching problem pamoja na frame errors. MAC address we are going to cover as I said kwenye video ya Ethernet header. The VLAN, don't worry, we are going to have the separate video that are going to explain in depth what is VLAN for the purpose of creating VLAN. We are going to know much about VLAN and how to configure VLAN. Then also we are going to see the switch problems and the frame errors. Frame errors pamoja na switch problem zote tutakwenda kuziona katika Ethernet header. Then this is all about this layer 2. Network layer ambayo ni layer number 3. We had already a discussion about network layer in the video of IP address. But no problem, we are going to make some revision here. So responsibility ya network layer ama layer number 3 ni ku provide logical address, the routing pamoja na path selection. And also remember kwamba layer number 3 ina create a packet. Also tunakwenda kuona just in the few slides coming here how layer number 3 ina create a packet. Now the important concept here in layer number 3 katika network layer is all about IP address ambazo ndio logical address. Don't forget, ukisikia logical address manake ndio IP address. Ukisikia physical address manake ndio MAC address. So don't forget this please. So logical address they are not the same as physical address. So MAC address ndio physical address and IP address ndio logical address. Now in the network layer, this is where router are found and layer 3 switch. As I said, switch na operate kwenye layer 2. But nowadays, the modem networks, as technology goes, the switch have the capability of work as a router ambazo tunaziita ni layer 3 switch. So layer 3 switch manake ni switch ambazo zina operate kwenye layer 3, zina uwezo zikawa assigned IP address, manake zina uwezo zikafanya kazi kama router. So these are the modem switch, tunaziita ni layer 3 switch. The layer 2 switch ni ambazo zinapatikana sasa kwenye layer number 2, ndio maana tunaziita layer 2 switch. The layer 3 switch zinapatikana kwenye layer 3 kwa sababu zinafanya kazi kama router. We are going to see it, worry out. So hii ndio device ambazo zinapatikana hapo kwenye layer number 3 ambapo ni router pamoja na switch. So problem ambazo zinaweza kuokaa kwenye layer number 3, the wrong IP address or maybe no route, subnet mask mismatch pamoja na routing loops. That's all about layer number 3. Layer number 5, a session layer. A session layer, it is responsible for managing communication ambazo unakuwa unazifanya ukiwa mtandaoni. So a session layer, it is responsible to start the session, to maintain the session na pia ku terminate the session. So kwa mfano unapokuwa unafanya video conferencing, so the moment unapokuwa unaanza hiyo video conferencing, so unapokuwa una establish hiyo video conferencing, so session layer, man, layer number 5 kazi yake inakuwa ina maintain sasa hiyo active communication. So remember this, layer number 5, that's the session layer. It is responsible for the start session, maintain session, and terminate the session. Then layer number 6, which is a presentation layer. A presentation layer, it is responsible for data formatting, encrypting your connection, compression of data, na translation. Here are the example when we're talking about a data formatting. A data formatting inaongelea hapa ni kwa mfano video unavyoona in forms of MPV4, MP3, JPG, PNG. So hizo format zinakuwa created ama formatted na layer number 6 katika upande wa OSI model. Lakini pia katika upande wa encryption ku provide security over the internet. So it can be in TLS or SSL. But also katika upande wa compress data na compress kama vile the file or the data. That's all about layer number 6. Now finally, we are going to layer number 7 ambayo ndio application layer. This application layer, it is very close to the end user. So for example, you are watching my video through the application layer of the OSI model. Since you have used your phone, you have opened your YouTube application, now you're watching my video through the application layer of the OSI model. So here are the example of protocol ambazo zinapatikana kwenye application layer. So it can be HTTP or HTTPS, FTP, ama simple mail transfer protocol, ama DNS, DHCP, ama Telnet. So here are the example of the application layers. So kwa mfano unapojaribu kutumia a browser kama vile Google Chrome, can be Microsoft Edge, can be Firefox, zote hizo ni application layer. Ama unapojaribu kusend email via web browser, ama unapojaribu kutumia application ya WhatsApp ama YouTube, all of these zina interact katika layer number 7. So you are watching this video kama nilivyosema kupitia layer number 7 ya OSI model. That's all about layer number 7. Thank you for watching my video, and kindly I have decided to split this video because it was too long. So kutakuwa kuna session 1 and session 2. Make sure you go through and watch the session 2 video because it contains also the most important thing in your CCNA. So make sure umeenda pia kuangalia ya session ya pili uweze kupata uelewa kamili kuhusiana na swala zima la OSI model. And please don't forget to support me by drop the comment, like my video, and share this video to your friend. Thank you.